YouTubians, Odysseers, Slayin, Saiyans, Cobra Kais, and pumpkins who are smashing. I'm Original Asherella. This is my channel, Original Asherella. And today's video, it is a continuation of yesterday's video. So if you have not watched yesterday's video, American Airlines, Never Again, I highly suggest you go back and watch it, or today's video is not going to make any sense. But I am back in Original Asherella Saiyan C137 Studios here on the East Coast. Now, yesterday I was not. I was way out on the West Coast and I was filming from SFO. Like I said, if you have not watched that video, you really need to go back and watch it before you watch this one. So you just kind of have a good idea of everything that's going on. Now, you got to excuse me because I'm still very disheveled from my trip. If you thought how the video ended yesterday was how my day ended and I got back to North Carolina and everything was just happy and great, you're sadly mistaken, because that was just halfway through everything that I went through over the past 30 hours or so. I'm going to tell you guys all about that today. But like I said, forgive me, I'm a little icky still. I have not showered. I had to go straight to work. Going to talk about that. And I am filming on my iPad and with my earbud mic again because I wanted to have like a little continuity with yesterday's video where I was filming in the airport. So I didn't want them to look totally different. So, okay. Gonna tell you guys all about that, but before I do, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you watch ODYSEE, or if you're looking for a platform that is similar to YouTube that is not YouTube, then check out ODYSEE. The link is going to be down in the description. Follow my channel there. Give me some engagement over there. I would really appreciate it. Leave me a like and a comment. Find me on my socials and gently press the notification bell. Do all that stuff. Now, okay, so yesterday, where I left you, I was waiting standby on a flight from SFO. I can't even talk today. I really can't even talk today. SFO, San Francisco, to Charlotte. I was on standby. So I am waiting at the terminal for hours, literal hours. And, you know, I made the decision to do that. I could have had my super lovely people that are so amazing come back and get me, but I wasn't exactly sure what was going to happen with the flight, and I didn't want to leave just in case, and it was a dumb decision. But anyway, so I'm waiting from 12 something, 11 something until this 9 o'clock flight to Charlotte. I'm on standby. There are 14 people on the standby list, right? I thought I was number 1 on the standby list. Oh, no. I was number 4 on the standby list. So everybody's boarding. Everybody's getting on the plane. And then they start calling standby. They call the first person. They get on. Yay, great. Call the second lady. She gets on. Yay, great. They call another dude, and then they call Original Asherella. And I'm like, oh, my God, thank you so much. And so I'm at the, terminal gate, the desk at, where they have the door that goes out to the plane. And they are getting my actual boarding pass, not my standby boarding pass, ready. And they get the one guy they called before me on. And then this guy runs up, run. And this other person runs up. They'd already shut the door to the plane. They sling the door open and start running in. Evidently, they had seats on this plane that were not standby seats. So these people get on the plane very last minute. The guy that was in standby in front of me, he was already on the plane, and they take him off the plane. He is already getting on the airplane, and they make him turn around and go back to the terminal. I don't even get through the door, and the person, the attendant person that is, they're literally, typing my, regular boarding pass stuff up, and they just stop, don't say a word to me, go through the door, and I never see this person again. They don't say a word to me. They do not say, oh, sorry, tough break, them the breaks, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Terrible customer service. They don't even acknowledge that, yes, they were in the middle of getting me on this airplane and just totally abandoned the process. They don't even acknowledge that, okay? And then they send this other guy out, and he's like, what the heck? And I'm like, what the heck? And so we're both like, oh my God, what the heck? Getting a little freaked out. And so we're standing there at the counter waiting on somebody to give us some type of acknowledgement or tell us what we can do now. And then finally, 15, 20 minutes, one of the desk people are like, okay, so you guys were on standby. You need to be on standby to something else. Where's your destination? Blah, blah, blah. So the next terminal over, they have a flight that is going to Philadelphia. And so they're like, we can put you on standby to Philadelphia. And I'm like, all right, whatever. It's going in the right direction. I'm getting back closer to the East Coast. Not, I totally would have been fine staying in California. Like, I was not in a rush to get back. But, you have life responsibilities, and I did. And I was super late for work today, but I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But yeah, so like, okay, me and this random dude, we go stand by for this flight that's going to Philadelphia in another hour and something. So I go to this next terminal over, waiting on a flight to Philly. Okay, waiting on a flight to Philly, stand by. I get a seat on the flight to Philly. Thank you, God, right? Okay, so I get on the plane to Philly. It's like super packed plane, but luckily my seat, you know how they have like the emergency door seats where it's not a window seat, but there's the emergency door there and there's a little space and you have like extra room in front of you and like beside of you. I'm a tiny person, so that's like hella room for me. So I ended up in that seat, so that was pretty okay. But junky American Airlines did not have electric plugs or anything to plug your iPad in or chargers or phone chargers or anything like that. And so, this lovely lady in the seat behind me had a really nice, like, power bar, like, portable charger bar thing. And she lent it to me for the whole flight so I could keep my iPad plugged in so I could listen to music, while I was asleep. And it was like 11 o'clock flight. I love nighttime, like, red-eye overnight or early morning flights. I think they're so relaxing. I love to sleep on a plane. So that was okay. I really am appreciative of that lady to let me use her power bar for my iPad. Very, very nice of her. She really didn't have to do it, and I just really appreciate that so much. But let me tell you, there's Wi-Fi on the plane, but it is $20 an hour. $20 an hour, or like I think it was $50 or $60 for an all-day Wi-Fi pass for one device. Like, screw that noise. That is freaking ridiculous. I already insanely overpaid for snacks and drinks at the airport. Like, I was complaining yesterday about fountain drink Pepsi being $4.50 and a can of Diet Dr. Pepper being $2.50. That's insane. But anyway, so I sleep on the flight. It's pretty decent. It's okay. But then I get to Philadelphia. My gate, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I don't have a boarding pass for another plane to get back to Asheville. They tell me, okay, when you go to this gate, tell them that you need to be on standby. Tell them your name, and they'll help you out. So my gate from Philly to Asheville it literally could not have been any farther across the airport, which is like, whatever. I'm not like a fat ass lazy person that can't walk my ass across the airport, but it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. It had been an insanely long day. Emotionally exhausting because I'm just trying to get back to the other side of the country. Nobody really cares about helping me, really. And the customer service remained super bad. One of the things about the standby to Charlotte flight that I did not get a seat on is that there was a woman who threw up in the terminal in the floor 2 times. And people were like pointing it out to the airline people. She threw up in the floor twice. And people were saying she smelled like booze, okay? And they still let her on the plane. So if she was drunk and throwing up in the floor, they should not have let her on the plane like that. And if she wasn't drunk, she was sick and contagious most likely. And they should not have let her on the plane like that. I mean, there are a couple other things that could have made her throw up in the floor like that, but I don't think those were the case. And it's just BS because that throwing up chick, I could have had her seat. But, I'm glad I wasn't on a plane with her because if she is sick, all those people are probably sick now. But anyway, so I backtrack. I get to Philadelphia. I find my gate. I tell them what's going on. She's really annoyed that I am a standby person there. Another amazing American Airlines employee. So anyway, she's finally like, okay, yeah. She's like, we can put you on standby. I'm the only person on standby for this flight. So I'm able to get a seat on the flight from Philly to Asheville. I have to wait there for a while. Philly airport, at least not what I saw of it. And I get on this little rinky dink because a lot of those regional planes that go from like Asheville to Atlanta, or this one was Philly to Asheville, that don't go super far, are a lot, they're smaller. They're not like the big, huge jumbo jets or whatever. And that's like fine. But this was an old, really old, really junky, really like not good plane. And I swear to you, and I tried to get a picture of it. I actually may have. I need to check my camera roll. I saw a cockroach. I saw a cockroach. I saw a cockroach on the American Airlines flight. I saw a cockroach on the American Airlines flight. And when it's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're about to be late for work because you have been waiting around in an airport for 24 hours and been on airplanes and people treating you kind of crappy. The last thing that you want to see on your airplane is a cockroach on this old junky airplane that once again did not have plugs or anything to charge my phone or my iPad in. So anyway, I get on cockroach plane. I get to Asheville. Thank God. My luggage, however, was on the first flight to Charlotte. Not my original flight to Charlotte, but the flight I was trying to get on standby to Charlotte. So my luggage made it to Asheville a whole day before I did, and I was so worried that my luggage was going to be lost. I get to Asheville. It takes me forever to find the person I need to talk to locate the bag, and I will say there is one American Airlines employee that is awesome, and he is, I don't know his name. I wish I could have got his name. I might try to find it out, though, because he was great. Everybody else sucked. He works at the Asheville counter. He was there when I checked in, when I flew out on Friday. Super nice, super helpful. He was there and had my bag, and when I told him what was up, he was like, oh yeah, Asherella. He's like, I've got your bag up here. I saw that it came in and that you weren't on that flight, and so I figured you'd be coming through soon. I've got it right here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, amazing. All my stuff's there. Everything's good. I get my luggage. So I get off the plane. I've been updating my neighbor, who's like my airport shuttle dude lately, like the updates on my trip and everything, because he's my ride from the airport back to my apartment. He's not there. I call him and he's like, oh, hey, what's up? What'd you find out? And I'm like, dude, I text you that I was going to be here at this time. Where are you? He's like, oh, crap. So I have to wait like another half hour on my ride at the airport. I finally get to work like way late. It's like noon, after 12 before I get to work. So that was just what it is in itself. I literally get dropped off at my office. I've got my backpack, my shorts, my hoodie, and my suitcase rolling into my office. So I'm like, I am here. I'm so sorry I'm late. All this stuff with the airlines. Of course, I had like text them to let them know what was up, but I was still like, oh dang, I'm late for work. This is not a day I requested off. I'm going to lose some PTO for this. But I live really close to my office. Like, I can see my office from my balcony. So I'm like, I'm going to run home and change. So I ran home, put on my suit, threw my stuff down, went back to work, and then busted my ass at work for the rest of the day. Like, no break whatsoever. Like I said, I'm really disheveled right now. I'm a little kind of gross. I really need to go get into the bathtub. Like, super soaking hot bubble bath is about to happen in my very near future. Like, I can see my bathroom from here, and it's looking very appealing. But yes, so I finally made it back to the East Coast where I live. I finally made it. That being said, I hate American Airlines. Or if any of your representatives ever see this, you guys suck so bad. And it wasn't one person that was rude to me. It wasn't one person that was dismissive to me. It was not one person that, showed very little compassion or consideration for the situation that I was in. It was all of them except for that one guy in Asheville. And, I am about to go super Saiyan level Karen on American Airlines here just shortly after I get in my super hot bubble bath and I'm feeling a little more relaxed and I process my thoughts out on what I'm going to say to them a little bit. I am sending American Airlines a very lovely email, and I will keep you guys updated on that because I am getting some type of refund. I am definitely getting a refund on my checked bags because my carry-on meets carry-on sizes. it is just barely within like the size, limits, but it still is within the size limits. And they made me check it both ways. So I'm getting that $60 back for sure. And then I'm getting some kind of other refund or travel voucher or something. And I don't even know if I want like another airline ticket or anything like that. Not with American. If they want to buy me a ticket on Delta or give me some credit on Delta or something, heck yeah, I would take that. But no way on American. Like, I would really, 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 really have to think about that before I got on another American Airlines plane, because it was a really bad experience. And I understand things happen, and I know, like I said in yesterday's video, there are thousands of people having trouble. There are so many other people getting on airplanes. I am like the least of their concern. But I've always worked in customer service oriented type jobs, and even now in my career, it is still like kind of customer service oriented and related. And you are not dismissive of clients or customers like that, no matter how small or big they are. And I just felt so dismissed, so like just whatever, like like there was no compassion, there was no like urgency to try to help me. It didn't seem like they cared to help me at all. Like, had I not been just like, do something, just standing there staring at them like, hey, like, you need to do something to help me, like, they would have I probably could be still sitting in the same spot in the airport right now. Like, they just had terrible customer service. Their policy is awful, like the way they handle things. And I am going to make it known, and I'm going to get refunded or something, some of this. But other than my horrible airline experience, my trip to California was amazing. I'm actually wearing my new Santa Cruz tank top right now. It's kind of becoming a tradition that when I go to California and go to Santa Cruz, that I have to get a Santa Cruz boardwalk t-shirt, because Santa Cruz is awesome. If you don't know, that is like where they film a lot of the Lost Boys, and Santa Cruz is really the town in the Lost Boys, Santa Carla. So yeah, and I got to see Laughing Sal. I'm going to do a whole video on that maybe. But I didn't get to see Laughing Sal the first time I tried to see her, but I did get to see her. So that was super exciting, and I'm still really stoked about that. I had an amazing time in California, and my trip was way too short, and I already miss my peeps so much, because they are the most amazing peeps in the whole wide world. And it was such a great trip. I am happy to be not traveling again. I don't want to say I'm happy to be home. I'm happy to be back to the place that I currently reside, and off the airplane. But other than the travel, my trip was good. But American Airlines, you suck, and I don't like you. Now you know. So that's going to be it for today. I am Asherella. This is my channel, Original Asherella, back in Original Asherella, Saiyan C137 Studios. Well, out here on the East Coast. If you don't subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Follow my channel on ODYSEE. Leave me a like and a comment on YouTube and on ODYSEE. Follow me on my social media accounts. I have the Instagram. I have the Twitter. Let's see, gently caress the notification bell, always tap in, never tap out, and don't forget to keep on not flying on American Airlines or Slayin like yourself.